Why consistency is the real key to success. Good morning, everyone. I want to start today with a simple truth. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not even intelligence. The real key to success, the one that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who just talk about them, is something far less glamorous but infinitely more powerful. That key is consistency. Now, I know that word doesn't sound exciting at first. Consistency doesn't sparkle like the word talent or thrill like breakthrough or genius. But here's the secret. Consistency is the silent force that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Think about it. Brushing your teeth once doesn't give you perfect dental health. Going to the gym one time won't transform your body. Reading a book in a single sitting doesn't make you wise. But brushing every day, working out several times a week, reading a little every night, those small, seemingly insignificant acts, repeated over time, completely change your life. That's the power of consistency. The myth of overnight success. We live in a culture that loves overnight success stories. We see someone rise to fame on social media, a startup suddenly selling for billions, or an athlete breaking records, and we think, wow, they just appeared out of nowhere. But let me tell you the truth. There is no such thing as overnight success. Behind every sudden triumph are years, sometimes decades, of quiet, consistent effort that nobody saw. Let's take one of the most famous examples, Michael Jordan. People call him the greatest basketball player of all time. But if you read about his life, you'll find that he wasn't even chosen for the varsity team his sophomore year in high school. He got cut. But what did he do? He didn't quit. He showed up in the gym every morning, hours before anyone else. He practiced longer, he pushed harder, he stayed consistent when nobody was watching. Years later, the world saw the championships, the game-winning shots, the highlight reels. But the real story was written in those invisible hours of daily practice. Or take J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. When she first started writing, she was a single mother, broke, living on government assistance. She was rejected by publisher after publisher, 12 times in fact. But she kept writing, she stayed consistent with her craft. She didn't stop when the world said no. Today, she's one of the most successful authors in history. The same pattern repeats again and again. Behind every great success is not a moment of magic, it's a habit of showing up. Yonder, the compound effect of small actions. Now, here's why consistency is so powerful. It creates something called the mass compound effect. Think of it like planting a seed. If you water it one day and then forget about it, nothing happens. But if you water it every day, even just a little, that seed begins to grow roots. Over weeks and months, it sprouts. Over years, it becomes a tree. And if you stay consistent, eventually it becomes a forest. This is how success works. It's not about huge dramatic actions once in a while. It's about small, disciplined steps repeated over time. Consider Warren Buffett, one of the richest men alive. Do you know how he built his fortune? Not by gambling on big, risky investments. He became wealthy because he invested consistently, patiently over decades. He let the compound effect of time and discipline do its work. And here's the exciting part. This principle applies to every area of your life. If you want to be healthier, read more, learn a skill, grow a business, strengthen a relationship. The magic is in the small things you do consistently. Discipline versus motivation. Now, let me address something important. Many people say, I'll start when I feel motivated. But let's be real. Motivation is unreliable. Motivation comes and goes. It's like a wave. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. If you depend on motivation, you'll be inconsistent. You'll go to the gym for a week, then stop. You'll start a project, then abandon it. The real secret is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is built on discipline, not motivation. I'll give you an example. There's a writer named Stephen King. You've probably heard of him. He's published over 60 novels, and many have been turned into movies and TV shows. Do you know his secret? He writes every single day. Holidays, weekends, birthdays, doesn't matter. He sits down and writes at least 2,000 words. That discipline, that consistency, is why he's been able to produce an incredible body of work over decades. The struggle we all face. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds great, but I struggle with procrastination. I start things and don't finish. I fail and get discouraged. Let me tell you something. You're not alone. Every successful person you admire has struggled with the exact same things. The difference is they chose to keep going. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every time you fall short, you're learning, adjusting, improving. The only real failure is quitting. Think about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. He tried over 1,000 times before he succeeded. When a reporter asked him, "How did it feel to fail 1,000 times?" Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That's consistency. That's resilience. So if you failed before, good. It means you're trying. It means you're on the right path. The key is to get back up one more time than you fall. Building daily habits. So how do we put consistency into practice? It starts with habits. Habits are the building blocks of your future. Here are a few principles. Start small. Don't aim for massive changes overnight. Want to get in shape? Start with 10 minutes of exercise a day. Want to read more? Start with 5 pages a night. Small steps are easier to stick with. Stack habits. Attach a new habit to something you already do. For example, if you brush your teeth every morning, read a motivational quote right after. If you make coffee, use that time to write in a journal. Track your progress. Write it down, check it off, celebrate small wins. When you see progress, you feel momentum. Be patient. Remember, consistency is about the long game. Don't expect instant results. Trust the process. Forgive yourself. If you miss a day, don't quit. One missed day doesn't erase your progress. The secret is to never miss twice. Long-term vision consistency requires a long-term vision. You need to know where you're headed, even if the steps are small today. Imagine you're flying a plane from New York to Los Angeles. If the pilot changes direction by just a couple of degrees, they might end up in Mexico or Canada instead. Tiny shifts, consistently applied, completely change your destination. The same is true in life. Your daily habits, though small, are steering you somewhere. The question is, are they steering you toward the life you want? That's why it's important to ask yourself, what do I really want? Who do I want to become? Once you know, you can align your daily actions with that vision. A word for those struggling. Let me pause here to speak directly to anyone who feels stuck right now. Maybe you've been trying for years to change your life and you feel like nothing's working. Maybe you've started over so many times you've lost faith in yourself. Hear me, you are not broken, you are not too late, you are not behind. The truth is, you don't need to do everything today. You don't need to become your ideal self overnight. All you need is to take one step, and then another tomorrow, and another the day after that. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up even imperfectly and refusing to quit. Real-life inspiration. Let me share one more story. There's a man named Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Today, he's one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. But do you know where he started? He was cut from the Canadian Football League. He had just $7 in his pocket. Most people would have given up, but he didn't. He started wrestling, and he worked at it consistently. He built his body, his brand, his career, brick by brick. Today, $7 is the name of his production company, as a reminder of where he came from. That's the power of consistency. Bringing it home. So what's the lesson here? Success is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up consistently. It's about building small habits that add up to massive results over time. It's about staying disciplined when motivation fades. It's about failing, learning, and trying again. Remember this: Consistency beats intensity. It's better to do a little every day than a lot once in a while. The challenge. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Starting today, commit to one small action you will do consistently for the next 30 days. It could be writing one paragraph a day, walking for 15 minutes, practicing gratitude, saving $1, or reaching out to one person you care about. One small action repeated daily can change the course of your life. The conclusion. Let me close with this thought. Success isn't built in a day. It's built daily. The future you dream about isn't waiting for a single lucky break. It's waiting for you to show up again and again with faith, patience, and persistence. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Start small. Stay consistent. And one day you'll look back and realize you've become everything you once dreamed of. Thank you